And the only person who hasn't been paid is actually the leader of the company, Elon.
If you look at his performance over those years, it was stunning.
We see a lot of potential in the self-driving software, which could potentially lead to new revenue streams for the company.
All that and more. So let's get to it. Tesla stock is down in the pre-market almost 0.25%. For the week, Tesla's down almost 0.5%. Pretty much trading sideways with an extreme amount of volatility in between. Year to date, Tesla's down almost 29%. With Tesla's annual meeting about a week away, the storylines have been consistent. Everyone wants to know about Elon's package. Pause.
The Tesla shareholder meeting is 1 week from today. Mark your calendar. At stake is the big vote on Elon Musk's pay package and to move the company's legal home from Delaware to Texas. Joining me right now in an exclusive interview is Tesla board chair Robin Denholm. We've been debating this pay package virtually every day now for weeks, if not months. I've been very outspoken. I think a lot of people know my own views about it, but I want to understand your views about it, and not just your views as the lead of the board, but also personally about how you think about what is going on right now.
Yeah, so I think for me, getting out and talking to shareholders is really important. And today is a great opportunity to actually speak directly to retail shareholders who form quite a big part of the ownership structure of the company. And so for me, the ratification of the pay package is really about fairness. Fairness to our CEO. If you look at what's happened at the company over the last 6 years, tremendous value creation, and he's led that. Right. Obviously, the Tesla team has been instrumental in it, but if you sit back, shareholders have benefited tremendously. Over $730 billion of value creation. Employees have benefited tremendously. They're all shareholders in the company, so their stock has risen. Customers have benefited by the tremendous innovation. And the only person who hasn't been paid is actually the leader of the company, Elon.
Ding, 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 ding! Tell her what she's won, Johnny! Your mother right. Now I get it. Elon's a shareholder, actually the biggest shareholder of the company. Kudos to the CEO that's most invested in the success of his own company. Everyone that was instrumental in Tesla's meteoric rise got paid. Employees, they have shares and they got paid for the work that they did to help Tesla become who they are. Customers, like myself, benefited. Innovation, not only instilled in my garage and driveway, but on top of my roof. Everyone has benefited from this, including Elon Musk, but he was not paid for his work during that time period. Had the company bombed, he would have gotten zero compensation. We're talking about the will of the board, the will of the shareholders. Pay that man his money.
You know my view. I believe a contract's a contract. But there are others who say, and by the way, the court has suggested that this is just too much money. What do you say to that?
Get the out of here with that nonsense.
Well, it's not about the dollars. It's actually about someone who took a huge risk from a pay perspective. No compensation would have been awarded had he not hit the milestones. And so for me, that risk reward is very important in corporate America. I think it's very important from reaching for the stars, if you like, or Mars in this case. But to me, it's about really setting things up, and Elon embodies that. Right. And so big, ambitious goals are things that drive innovation. And I think the options underneath this pay package are very well earned.
Let me ask you this. If the pay package is not approved by shareholders, what do you think would happen?
Yeah, well, obviously that's something the board has spent quite a bit of time deliberating. And when we were assessing all the different options after the January judgment came out, this is the best option. Ratifying the plan is the best option. Clearly, if it doesn't pass, then there are other alternatives, but none of them are as good from a shareholder perspective as actually ratifying the plan. People have asked me, well, why didn't you renegotiate? Well, actually, from a legal perspective, ratification is really taking the same plan and putting it back in front of shareholders with all the requisite disclosure that the judge asked for.
There are some lawyers who have suggested, even if it is approved by shareholders again, that a court could strike it down and not accept this new ratification, if you will.
Well, that is possible.
Which absolutely blows my mind. Motherfuckers that have no idea what's going on want to exert their influence? Let those motherfuckers accumulate shares and then cast their vote so their opinions can be heard. I don't need the legal system to babysit me on these matters. If I don't like what Tesla's doing, I can take my shares and go somewhere else.
Quite frankly, if you sit back, that's actually quite detrimental from a shareholder primacy perspective, which at the end of the day, that's another reason why we're fighting so hard to get this ratified. Shareholder votes have been pretty sacrosanct from a Delaware law perspective, from a corporate America perspective, from a legal system. And over 73% of the unaffiliated shareholders voted for this plan in 2018.
Which poses the question, why deviate now? You know what? F that question. That's why I voted to move to Texas. I wasn't a shareholder back in 2018, but I would be even more livid than I am right now if the court thought I was too stupid to understand what I was voting for. Get the out my pockets, Delaware.
So one of the things that's very interesting about what's happening now is to ratify, from a technical perspective, it's ratifying the prior plan as opposed to creating a new plan.
That's exactly
And one of the
right.
things that's, I think, misunderstood, and maybe you can help explain this, is it would actually cost a lot more from shareholders if, in fact, this was a new contract prospectively, in that you wrote down the cost of some of this back in 2018, the tune of about $2.7 billion, I think.
2.3.
2.3.
Yes.
But it would cost today, I think, closer to $25 billion.
That's exactly right. So
explain that.
So the actual return for shareholders, $2.3 billion stock-based comp charge that was taken for the 2018 plan is already happened. The share count in the options is already in the diluted share count. That's already happened. If that plan is overturned and we have to put in a new plan, for example, if it was exactly the same type of plan as the other, it would cost $25 billion worth of stock-based comp.
Absolutely bonkers. The funds are already allocated. $2.3 billion. Something that would cost us around $25 billion today. That's just how much value creation this man has spearheaded. Yeah, we don't want to give him what he's owed.
What do you make of the argument that Elon Musk already has a huge stake in this company, that he's already incentivized, that he's already motivated, that he's not going to walk away from this company if he didn't get this package?
I think I'd turn that around. What I would say is put yourself in his shoes. You've worked really hard, incredibly hard over 6 years to lead the company through transformative growth. Nobody thought that these goals were possible in 2018. I remember talking to shareholders and what they would say to me is, Robin, what are you going to do? What's the board going to do when he doesn't hit the goals and he's demotivated? So for me, after all of that effort, to then have somebody overturn that package or the deal that was struck, how would you feel?
Former Tesla board member and the Wesley Group founder and managing partner Steve Wesley joins us now. Steve, always good to have you. I assume you're still, and I might be wrong, a shareholder. But either way, I'm curious as to how you would vote on the compensation package. Yes or no?
I think I'd probably vote no.
This is absolutely insane to me. Probably vote no? Tell me why, Steve. Just tell me why.
Look, Elon's done an extraordinary job. He's built one of the transformational companies of the age. But asking for a $55 billion pay increase, precisely the time when you've missed quarterly numbers, growth is slowing down, and you've laid off 15% of the workforce is, I'd say, hubris to say the least.
So he didn't hit all the benchmarks outlined in the pay plan? Laying off 15% of the workforce and missing a few quarterly numbers were interlocks for him to receive that money? Get the out of here, Steve Wesley. I can't believe that this is the basis for this lame duck argument. What have you done for me lately? I don't know. The company's just 10x'd over the last 6 years.
Index funds, which I believe all voted against in 18, also likely. It's going to be perhaps an uphill battle for them. I'm curious, though, as to why you feel that way. I mean, this was approved by 73% of the shareholders in 2018. It was way out of the money. In fact, I remember at the time we were discussing the fact that, my God, could you imagine them ever reaching these kinds of price targets on the stock for him to get any money? And they did. So why judge it now as opposed to think about, well, isn't he deserving of something that he was contractually due?
Let me tell you exactly why. If you look at his performance over those years, it was stunning. 2021, Tesla had 71% growth. 2022, 51% growth. These are software type numbers. That's why Tesla rocketed into the top 10 market cap companies of the world. And I think at that point, he probably deserved it.
And that's where the conversation should stop. This is where you should be like, pay that man his money. Instead, you're going to shit some nonsense from your mouth and make me lose all respect for you.
But if you look at what's happened with growth over the last few years, last year down to 19%. This year could well be in single digits. Profitability coming down. The facts on the ground have changed, and I think that's why you're likely to see shareholders coming back with a very different perspective.
You know what? The story has kind of changed. But you know what hasn't changed? The fact that Elon Musk should get paid. Give him benchmarks similar to that of the 2018 pay package. Benchmarks of $1 trillion market cap, $2 trillion market cap. Combine that with some EBITDA revenue type shit. Just maybe you'll see a turnaround in the stock price. But first, we gotta make sure that we honor the deal of this extremely incentivized package. That means paying him for the work he's already done. Work that was considered impossible. Pay that man his money and then outline a new pay plan, in my personal opinion, that is even more ridiculous than the first. The board thought they set the bar high enough. They were mistaken. Let's set the bar even higher. He gets paid if he hits those metrics, and he gets paid nada if he doesn't. This rocket science.
Any concern on your part, or should there be on the part of shareholders, that Musk would depart or devote even less time if in fact he doesn't get this compensation that he says, obviously, and the board says he was due?
The chance that Elon Musk leaves Tesla if he doesn't get this pay package, I don't think it'll happen, but the chance isn't 0%. I won't even attempt to dive into the mind of Elon Musk and what this man is thinking. All I do know is that Tesla's on the precipice of something truly, truly great. And I wouldn't be willing to risk this greatness for even a 1% chance that he would leave the company. On top of that, a deal is a deal. Pay this man his money.
Well, I think there's concern if Tesla shareholders on a lot of things. Will they get the $25,000 bar in the next year, leading the pack? The next big issue is, will he really have full self-driving? Waymo's now rolled out in 4 cities, moving nationwide. Tesla's FSD, not quite there yet. So there are a lot of issues that need to be resolved. But if you'd asked me a year or two ago, is Elon ever going to leave Tesla? I'd say not in a million years. That prospect is a little cloudier. We'll see.
You know what might help that along, Steve? If we were able to institute an entirely new pay package for Elon Musk. Unfortunately, the will of the shareholders seemed to go ignored in the eyes of the Delaware court.
And we'll start with Tesla. The board of directors continuing support of Elon Musk's pay package. In fact, Chair Robin Denholm told CNBC it's not about the compensation. Take a listen.
It's not about the dollars. It's actually about someone who took a huge risk from a pay perspective. No compensation would have been awarded had he not hit the milestones. And so for me, that risk reward is very important in corporate America.
And Tesla shares are up about 1% today. Of course, they've been under pressure so far this year. Adil, what's your trade here?
Yeah, we would be, it would be a buy, and we would 100% agree with those comments. The stock's down more than 29% year to date. At times like this is when you see buying opportunities in a company like Tesla.
What? A voice of reason in this weird world. I've been buying as much Tesla stock as I possibly can, but I'm not buying the stock so I can get a quick gain over the next 6 months. This is for the long haul, people, which, if everything goes according to plan, Tesla will 10x yet again.
And although, their vehicle sales have suffered due to a softening in demand, we see a lot of potential in the self-driving software, which could potentially lead to new revenue streams for the company. Potentially it could lead to, when you sell a car, you can only sell it once, but when you get a software, once you've developed it, you can sell it unlimited number of times. And this could potentially lead to recurring subscription revenues for the company as well. So for us, this would be a buy.
It makes me absolutely giddy to think about all of the different revenue streams that Tesla could possibly have by the year of 2030. They're still going to be the largest producer of automobiles, but oh my, the revenue streams. In conclusion, while some individuals are tired of talking about Elon's package, I for one am not. Pause. First and foremost, I was not a shareholder back in 2018. If I was, I'd be highly pissed off right now. But as it stands, I have an opportunity as a shareholder now to vote for what I believe is right, and that is to pay that man his money. Anybody that says they're going to vote no off of the recent trend of his performance as of late, I've lost all respect for it. This is insane. A deal is a deal. Pay that man his money and let's move on. If you're worried about Tesla's performance right now, let's get Elon a new pay package and have even higher benchmarks so that we can create more value for shareholders. Set benchmarks for the FSD take rate, whether or not he can get other OEMs to license the software of FSD. Some revenue benchmarks, along with increasing the market cap of Tesla. Let's make sure his next pay package is impossible to hit, and watch him do it. That's all I got for you today. Be easy. Peace.